There are many locations throughout the world that are rich in mystery, history, and the paranormal. These locations, which range from haunted woodlands to old castles, have become legendary due to their scary stories and historical significance. Through our investigation of the 10 most haunted historical sites in the world, we visit places where the past won't be quiet. These locations serve as a reminder of the thin line separating the paranormal from history, whether it is through the eerie shadows of restless ghosts or the spectral whispering in deserted hallways. Come along with us as we unearth the mysterious backstories of these amazing and unsettling locations. Number 10. The Forbidden City, Beijing, China. The imperial palace throughout the Ming and Qing dynasties was Beijing's Forbidden City, a masterwork of architecture. It is revered for its cultural value and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it also has spooky ghost stories. Numerous tourists and guards have reported ghostly occurrences, including seeing shadowy figures in traditional imperial garb. The most well-known story is the ghosts of concubines who were put to death for treason or political intrigue. People have reported feeling chilly, ghostly touches, seeing apparitions in moonlit courtyards, and hearing inexplicable wailing. The Forbidden City is a stunning yet unsettling reflection of China's imperial past with its opulent halls and quiet alleys. Number 9. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Aokigahara Forest, tucked away at the foot of Mount Fuji, is notorious for its tragic past and eerie silence. The suicide forest, as it is known, has long been connected to death, going all the way back to ancient Japanese tradition. According to legend, it serves as a resting place for spiteful spirits, or eerie, who haunt the woodland after passing away with unresolved feelings. The sound is muffled by the dense tree canopy, leaving an eerie quiet that is only sometimes disturbed by distant murmurs or the rustle of leaves. Numerous people have entered Aokigahara to commit suicide over the years, leaving behind possessions that contribute to the eerie ambience of the forest. Many visitors claim to have seen shadowy figures, heard footsteps or faint voices calling out, or felt an oppressive presence. The maze-like geography of the forest makes it easy to become lost, therefore locals advise against going too far into it. Aokigahara is one of the most eerie historical sites in the world because of its terrible reputation and eerie beauty. Number 8. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. One of Scotland's most famous monuments is Edinburgh Castle, which is situated atop Castle Rock. It's a hotbed for paranormal activity because of its more than 1,000-year history, which includes innumerable conflicts, executions, and tragedies. It is thought that the castle's dungeons, which have housed political dissidents and prisoners of war, are especially haunted. Unidentified chilly drafts, the clanking of chains, and disembodied voices are all reported by visitors. The headless drummer, who is claimed to materialize prior to periods of intense turmoil, is one of the castle's most well-known ghosts. While investigating the castle's underground passageways, a phantom piper is said to have disappeared. His ethereal song can occasionally be heard reverberating through the stone walls. Strange occurrences, including abrupt temperature reductions and unexplained light orbs, have been reported by paranormal investigators. Edinburgh Castle, which combines a fascinating history with terrifying legends that captivate tourists from all over the world, is still a well-liked tourist destination despite its eerie stories. Number 7. Château de Brissac, France. Château de Brissac is a magnificent French chateau with a terrifying reputation that is situated in the Loire Valley. The Castle of the Green Lady, as it is known, is rumored to be haunted by Charlotte, a woman who was killed in the 15th century by her husband out of jealousy. According to reports, Charlotte's ghost, wearing a green gown and with her face deformed from the attack, wanders the castle's corridors. Both locals and tourists have reported hearing her murmurs and groans in the middle of the night, especially close to the tower, where the murder is thought to have taken place. Her presence is claimed to produce an eerie atmosphere, with visitors to the castle reporting unexpected chilly spots and uneasiness. Visitors are drawn to Château de Brissac despite its eerie reputation because they want to experience its ethereal charm and discover more about its terrible past. It is one of France's most terrifying historical places because of its stunning architecture. Number 6. Poveglia Island, Italy. Because of its sordid past, Poveglia Island, which is located in the Venetian lagoon, is frequently referred to as the Island of Ghosts. Thousands of people died in isolation on the island during the 18th century, when it was used as a quarantine center for plague victims. Later on, it turned into a psychiatric institution that was notorious for treating its patients cruelly. The history of the asylum is rife with rumors of cruel experiments and torture. Even though the island is deserted today, paranormal enthusiasts still frequent it. Upon arriving on the island, visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures, hearing cries, and experiencing intense dread. Many people think that the island's terrible past has captured the souls of mistreated patients and plague victims. Poveglia is regarded as one of the most haunted locations in the world because of the dilapidated buildings and eerie silence that heighten the feeling of discomfort. It is still closed to the public, which heightens the sense of mystery and terror. Number 5. Tower of London, England. In addition to being rich in history, the Tower of London, one of England's most well-known buildings, is also the subject of terrifying ghost stories. Constructed in 1078, the tower saw centuries of tragedy and violence while functioning as a royal palace, prison, and execution site. The most notorious ghost is that of Anne Boleyn, King Henry VII's second wife, who was put to death here in 1536. Her severed head has occasionally been seen in the hands of her soul as it wanders the grounds. The two princes in the tower, who were inexplicably killed, and Lady Jane Grey, a youthful queen who was decapitated, are two more spectral characters. Both workers and visitors have reported seeing shadowy apparitions, experiencing sudden chilly drafts, and hearing phantom footsteps. The Tower of London is nevertheless a well-liked tourist site despite its eerie reputation because it provides an intriguing fusion of ghostly intrigue and regal history. Number 4. Myrtles Plantation, Louisiana, USA. Many people consider the Myrtles Plantation, which is located in the southern United States, to be among the most haunted homes in the country. This old property, which dates back to 1796, is rumored to have been the scene of multiple terrible incidents, such as murders and unexplained deaths. Chloe, a former slave who was supposedly hanged after poisoning the family's children, is the most famous ghost. It is reported that her soul, who is frequently spotted in a green turban, wanders the grounds and occasionally shows up in visitor photos. Unidentified footsteps, the laughter of spectral children, and sightings of Civil War soldiers are among the other claimed occurrences. The expansive, moss-covered facade of the plantation only heightens the spooky ambience. It now serves as a bed and breakfast, drawing both history scholars and paranormal enthusiasts who want to witness its strange activities for themselves. Number 3. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania, USA. Eastern State Penitentiary was built as a revolutionary prison with an emphasis on solitary confinement when it opened in 1829. But the terrible circumstances and mental anguish those prisoners endured created a legacy of death and misery. The former prison is now a historic landmark and is regarded as one of the most haunted places in the U.S. Both personnel and visitors have claimed to have heard footsteps, cries, and unsettling whispering reverberating through the dilapidated cell blocks. Ghostly figures have been spotted in cell block 12, one of the most notorious locations. Unusual voices and shadows are among the terrifying evidence that paranormal investigators have recorded. Eastern State's eerie atmosphere is heightened by its eerie architecture, which includes rusty bars and crumbling walls. These days, it's a well-liked location for ghost tours, especially during its yearly Halloween celebrations, when visitors hope to see the ghosts of the troubled people who once called it home. Number 2. The Catacombs of Paris, France. The skeletal remains of more than 6 million people are interred in a maze of tunnels beneath Paris's busy streets. In response to congested graves, the catacombs were constructed in the latter part of the 18th century. Despite being a popular tourist destination nowadays, the location has a genuinely unsettling vibe. The dimly lighted corridors frequently cause visitors to feel uneasy and even confused. According to legend, spectral whispers and mysterious creatures are reaching out to anyone brave enough to venture into its depths. According to some, the ghosts of the deceased guard the catacombs and punish anybody who tampers with their everlasting slumber. The catacombs are among the most eerie historical places in the world because of the confined atmosphere and the eerie sight of perfectly organized skulls and bones. Its distinct fusion of horror and history never fails to enthrall and terrify tourists. Number 1. The Winchester Mystery House, California, USA. Built under unique circumstances, the Winchester Mystery House is a huge mansion with an odd style located in San Jose, California. In an effort to placate the ghosts of those killed by Winchester weapons, Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms tycoon William Winchester, erected the home non-stop for 38 years. Architectural curiosities at the mansion include hidden tunnels, doors that open into walls, and staircases that lead nowhere. Sarah thought the spirits would become confused and trapped by these perplexing traits. Both personnel and visitors have claimed to have seen ghostly figures and heard whispers and phantom footsteps. Every year, thousands of visitors and paranormal enthusiasts are drawn to the house because of its unusual appearance and reputation for being haunted. As one of the most haunted historical locations in the world, the Winchester Mystery House is an intriguing example of grief, superstition, and architectural quirkiness. More than just locations, the 10 most haunted historical sites in the world are remnants of the past where mystery and history coexist. Every place captivates those who dare to investigate it with its tale of tragedy, resiliency, and strange phenomena. These locations provide a distinctive fusion of beauty and fear, from the tragic spirits of the Winchester Mystery House to the spectral apparitions of the Forbidden City. We are reminded that history frequently leaves echoes, shadows, and secrets just waiting to be unearthed as we depart from these eerie corridors and dim pathways. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more spooky adventures if you like this trip into the paranormal. Would you venture to any of these haunted locations?